Hey, this is Jake Stimson. I'm just doing my video explanation for Lab 7, which uses the HDMI to HDMI pipeline that I talked about in Lab 5. And then we do some processor filtering on top of those frames on the A9 processor. So for the most part, this block diagram is exactly the same. We have our HDMI in, which takes the TMDS output in this coming from our HDMI receive port and runs that through a DVI to RGB block, which converts that data into parallel RRGGBB 24-bit data, and then it goes through the AXI4 stream converter and a subset converter to then get that into an AXI stream format and convert it to a 32-bit width, which is then compatible with the VDMA where the frames are stored. Then we read it from the VDMA. We use another AXI subset converter to take 32 bits, convert it back down to 24 bits, pretty much do the exact opposite process as we did taking the HDMI signal in, and then we connect that to our HDMI TX constraints here at the RGB to DVI TMDS port. So that's a pretty brief explanation, but like I said, this is the same block that we've been using. So now if we move over to our Vitis, we have the video demo and video demo.h that we used in Lab 5. So here what we did is we added the demo filters, the menu, the function to apply the filters, and then the base Roberts cross filter that we were provided in the lab manual. So now if we go over to the video demo.c, we can see here we have the Roberts cross filter, which has the source frame, destination frame, the frame dimensions, and the stride to keep everything synchronized, and then performs these two X and Y kernels, which are just 2x2 kernels. Then I also implemented a Gaussian blur, a Sharpening, a Sobel, and that's it. Those three filters on top of that. So you can see here that I modified the demo filter menu function to include 3 other UART options, 2, 3, and 4 for Gaussian, Sharpen, and Sobel, and then I just added the corresponding extra cases so we can actually select and pull frames in and out of those functions. So here now, if I go to my PuTTY terminal, you can see that the function or the menu is already up, but I can change display resolution. And another thing to mention here is I modified the DVI to RGB blocks, so they support 1920 by 1080p output. So right now I'm able to fill up my entire 1920 by 1080p monitor and then filter images coming from my Linux desktop where I have my HDMI source. Yeah, so in general, everything's working. If you want to see the output, functioning, you can see the short that I posted that kind of shows the desktop being filtered with Sobel and Robert Cross and Gaussian. Cool. Thank you.